we're standing here in the backyard of the Garden Path with Richard Spencer, the owner. So Richard, how did you get started with the Garden Path?
Well, it's been a 30-year venture.
Wow.
We've been at it about 30 years. It's hard to believe. We started off, I began mowing and taking care of people's yards, and this more and more, my knowledge of plant material and landscaping came into play, that we eventually transitioned into just landscaping and garden center probably about 20 years ago.
Okay, that's really neat. So tell me a little more about your landscaping side of the business.
We've developed a way to help people make plans. And the plans seem to help because most people can't do a whole landscape at one time.
Yeah, I know I can't.
It's just not affordable in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So from there we can go ahead as slow or as fast as they would like to proceed.
So tell me about some of the plants that you carry here.
Well, we try to carry a lot of diversity in the garden center, you know, and one of the things that I wanted to develop a garden center for was to be able to have plants here that are harder to find.
Okay.
So we carry a lot of perennials. We do carry a lot of annuals, especially in the spring.
So you do and provide a lot here besides just this beautiful backyard of the Garden Path. So we'll definitely have to check some of that out, and we'll get plenty to show you guys. And now, what are we gonna do?
Well, I understand we want to make an herb pot.
We do.
Seem to be interested in herbs.
I am so excited for that.
And you get to take this home with you.
Yay! All right, so we're gonna get to that.
Like any time you pot, you have a hole in the bottom of the pot, and you really got to be careful that water is coming out of this pot. We want to not stop that hole up. So drainage is so important. So what we do is we'll put in bigger rocks at the bottom, you know, just kind of fill it up a little bit with some of the larger stones so that they don't fall through the hole and stop it up.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
you know, so you can put a nice layer of rock. You can put some smaller rocks on it then, just to give you a good layer that's between the soil and that hole. And then, you know, we have a nice mix of soil that's got real good drainage in it and lots of natural composted material. The formula that seems to work is the thriller, the filler, and
Yeah.
the spiller. So you want to have all three of those things to make a really pretty pot.
So the thriller, the filler, and the
spiller.
spiller.
That's right, that's right. So in this case, you know, I thought it'd be nice in our herb pot to at least have some color.
Yeah.
One of the things when you're potting up, you want to use things that take the same environment. So your first question is, am I going to have this pot sitting in the sun or part sun or shade? With herbs, they do best in part sun.
Okay.
You know, so we're going to choose a flower like the ageratum that will do well in that part sun environment. And that's going to be our thriller.
Okay.
Okay. And then you've got things like this parsley, this beautiful curly leaf parsley. And you know what we want to do is just kind of find a space to put them. So let's just set him right down in there like this.
That already looks so pretty.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want some diversity with our herbs. So we want to have things that will spill. That's a good filler. So now we've got a spiller. This is oregano.
Okay.
You can always use some oregano.
Oh yes, I use it so much.
So we're just going to set that right towards the front, and it will spill over nicely.
We just created something beautiful, and you always see this out and about and you think, I can never create something like that. I mean, it's useful and it smells good, but you can actually come to the Garden Path and you can ask for Richard or anyone that works here and they'll help you create one of these. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a great time here at the Garden Path, and I can't wait to take my herbs home and use them in all of my recipes. If you're looking for some beautiful flowers or some delicious herbs, you need to check this place out. We'll see you next time.